Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Frostpunk 2, shall we? Playing for the very first time here, and I'm excited. I really enjoyed the first Frostpunk, and I've been waiting for this one, and here we are, ready to start up. Alex, Heathrun, Silum, good evening, good to see you. I turned it down, Alex. I think the orchestra got into it for a moment there, and it was real loud. Hopefully it's not that loud all the time. Okay, everybody, we're going to go ahead and do the story mode so we can try to learn the game and see what's different. So, it says, welcome to Frostpunk 2. Hermie, good evening. Frostpunk 2 is a challenging game in which planning ahead is crucial and failure is a natural part of the experience, so just like the first one. If you're a veteran of the original Frostpunk or enjoy a challenge, you may try your luck with the Officer or higher difficulty level. Otherwise, we suggest you start at Citizen and take it one step at a time. Remember, it's not about how many times we fall, it's about how many times we get up. So, given that, we're going to go ahead and go with the prologue, and yeah, Silum, let the suffering begin indeed. I might actually start on Citizen, because although I have a lot of experience with Frostpunk 1, I am not a master at the game. So maybe I want to learn this nice and easily, because I didn't want to spoil too much for myself, but in some of the, brief snippets that I looked at, it is different from the first game. So let's see. They came upon the old machines as they always do, and when the whiteout hits, they must survive. So, Prologue, The Wanderers. In 1887, the world froze to death. Civilization crumbled. The failing British Empire built generators to support cities of evacuees, cities that would become the last on Earth. We huddled by a generator, or out in the open frostland. Those that survived were shaped by the ordeal. 30 years later, all became very different people. Okay. So I wonder if this is 30 years after the original Frostpunk, is what they're telling me. Joey, good evening, my friend. Oh, Heathrun. Okay, it's very different. Okay, cool. So, if we go with, Citizen, moderate challenge, but with margin for error and room to correct mistakes, right. And then, Officer says, challenging, still with margin, but otherwise demanding focus and planning. You know what? I lied. I said I was going to go with Citizen, and we're going to lose anyway, so let's just go ahead and start on Officer and lose that way. Hey, Ninja Joe, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. I don't know. I have no idea what they've changed, and I'm excited to see along with you, my friend. All right. Hello.
Can you hear us? Captain!
Do you hear us?
Oh, I'm old.
A generation ago, we fled the crumbling British Empire as the world froze around us. I held New London together. United, we survived 30 years of whiteouts. But the world around us is dead. Empty.
Ripe for taking. The city falls.
Investors.
Merely surviving is not enough. We have to expand. After all, it's us survive the end of the world.
This is really creepy. It can't be killed, Hermie. We must expand. Hey, Strafin, good evening, my friend. So yes, the first one is hard, Joey, but I still enjoyed it, especially once I got a little bit better at it. Yeah, pretty much, Alex. Yeah, I got an early key, Alex. I'll probably play Ninth Dawn, maybe tomorrow. So, I don't know who the lady pushing the wheelchair is, but I'm disturbed. We've been roaming the frozen desert for years. Many of us do not remember a world before the Great Frost. Now, another whiteout is coming, and again, we've reached the old machine. Again, we will rely on its furnace to provide heat through the storm. In the past, we always made sure there were enough supplies for the next whiteout, but our numbers have grown through the years. Providing for everyone is getting harder and harder. I need to try that one, Joey. I haven't tried it yet. Okay, looks like that machine didn't do so well. Is that a train? I really couldn't tell you. The steampunk stuff is hard sometimes to figure out. It looks awesome, though. The art direction in the first game was fantastic. Looks like they kept it up here. Javduska, good evening. Well, you do get those nice upstrokes on ska music. Fight the cold. The old dreadnought remains in pieces under layers of snow, but the scattered wagons still have resources inside. First, we must break ice to reach one of the oil wagons and construct an extraction district to use it. Then we can turn on the dreadnought's furnace to heat us. We will restart the furnace. Alright, so I'm going to kind of pause the game. It says frost break to an oil wagon and construct an extraction district. Turn on the furnace in the dreadnought wreck to provide heat. Alright, so right away, the UI is white. I mean, fitting with the snow setting, I guess. They've changed that up. So this looks like heat and oil. Okay, so that's immediately different. We had no oil in the previous game. And the construct districts, I guess. We can press T to see the tutorial. Yeah, show me the... No, that's key bindings. Here. And here we go. Districts are the base of your economy. Build them to produce or process resources and provide shelter. Districts have a fixed number of tiles needed to begin construction. When building a district, keep a lookout for the indicator circle, which shows you how many tiles you still have to click for the construction to start. When it's full, click on the tick to confirm and start construction, or use right mouse button to cancel. Available tiles are white. Click on them until the indicator circle is full. Already selected tiles are yellow. Extraction and food districts require resource deposits to be built. You need to begin selecting tiles from the highlighted resource deposit with a corresponding resource icon. For example, to build an extraction district, start from a tile with an oil deposit. Okay. So this is entirely different, and it looks like there's hexagonal tiles. Well, they're not all perfect hexes, but it's interesting. So it's like, you know, I see districts, I think about civilization, but what we need is... well, first we need to frost break to it. I guess it's right here, and we need to build an extraction district. So, select 3 tiles to construct a district. I don't know. Maybe I can't do that right now because I need to frost break or something. What does this say? Frost break. Oh, okay. Frost breaking. Initially, you can only build districts in a limited area. The wider terrain is covered in frozen, stiff ground, which is impossible to construct upon. To widen the buildable area, you'll need to use frost breakers. You can send out frost breaking teams by clicking on the frost breaking button located in the bottom right of the screen. Then find your way toward the edges of the buildable area and click on yellow tiles until the indicator is full. After that, click tick to confirm or right to cancel. Okay. Frost breaking cost is fixed, and unless there's no more tiles to click, the amount needed is always the same. Okay, so it doesn't scale or anything. So I'm going to frost break, and it looks like all of this kind of mesh is broken. So I need to get to this. Where's my peeps? I'm not quite sure I understand, like, do I not want to frost break that? Do I want to instead frost break? Well, this seems like I should frost break the stuff right around the district. But I don't know if I'm trying to, like, lead this out to another area. Or how much frost breaking I should do. So this will cost me... oh, I can do 8 total frost breaks. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, aren't they? I agree, Siloom. Okay, so I can't tell... Okay, it's going to cost 30 scraps and 300 workforce. I have a huge workforce, and as far as scraps go, I don't have that many, but I need to do this, so we're going to click it. And I guess we'll let them go. Okay, thank you, Hermie. That makes sense. Oh, look at these cool machines that are out there building. Okay, so yeah, this is different. Like, in the first Frostpunk, people are just walking through the snow. And you get some automatons, but not this many. Now we've really got, like, mechs or something that the people are moving around in. Scraps. Scraps are a stockpilable resource that can be spent on frost breaking, funding construction, or when using specific actions. Scraps are collected weekly. Everybody provides their share. The bigger the community, the more they contribute. Oh, it's taxation. Great. You could use the take scraps action on wanderers, which will increase the number of scraps in your stockpile, but also worsen your relations with the wanderers, which as a result will lower your trust as a leader. Oh, you can shake people down. Okay, great. You can also use return scraps, which does the opposite. Yeah, I'm with you, Siloom. We'll get there, indeed. And I expect, just like the first Frostpunk, to die several times and have to reboot just to learn, you know, the timing and the mechanics and the strategy. Okay, so it looks like we frost broke to this oil wagon. I mean, I feel like we did. And now, well, we didn't fill in the frost break to the oil wagon. Oh! Okay, so, gosh, I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is the furnace, and maybe I'm trying to power this, and I should have frost broken completely to this oil wagon. I thought I did, but maybe I did not. Let's see if I can build the extraction district now, and get... extracts resources from deposits. I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing any of this right. Here's a construction wagon. I mean, this all looks frost-broken. Like, we can get to the oil wagon. Turn on the furnace in the dreadnought wreck to provide heat. Okay. Here's another oil wagon. I don't know. Should I frost break to another one? I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to do that too. I have no idea if that's doing the right thing. And then let's try to build the district. See, do I want to build 3 districts? Like, it says select 3 tiles to construct a district. But do I need 3 tiles? Can I just build 1? I mean, there's only one little... Maybe it's 3 districts big and there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know. I'll just build that. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. It has to be size 3? Okay, so I was, like, thinking it needed to be, like, over different resources. Okay, well, hopefully this is... Dreadnought's furnace. The Dreadnought has a furnace that serves as the heat generation for your population. You need to have fuel to turn on the furnace. In this case, oil is the only available fuel. Once you've recovered it, you can turn on the furnace by clicking the switch next to Dreadnought's furnace. The furnace uses as much available fuel as needed to fulfill the heat demand. The vertical indicator left shows how much heat demand is fulfilled in gray. The red part indicates unfulfilled demand. Okay, you can also activate Furnace Overdrive. Yep, familiar with that. Alright. I'm just going to speed it up. Alright, looks like it's cold. Cold is a measure of how well your city is heated and how protected your people are from the frost. Make sure that shelter and heat needs are fulfilled. Not satisfying those needs mainly increases cold. High cold increases disease, decreases population growth, and causes recurring events of citizens freezing to death. Okay. Alright, so they're building the district, and we have another oil wagon over here. Okay. Well, while you're doing that, let's frost break some more. Right, Jamnuska, the food lasts for a long time. Let's try to get over to this thing. I'm just going to continue. We have plenty of workforce, and, you know, it takes 30 scraps to do frost break, but we get 21 per week, so I might as well. I don't know if I'm being too egregious and, like, you know, do I really need to frost break right there? It looks like it's already frost broken, like, but maybe it's not. Like, you can't click. Let me see something. See how, like, this tile right here is not clickable, so it looks like it's not frost broken, but I think that's only because I don't have an adjacent patch to it. So I wonder if you can, like, double dip, or if the frost broken tiles are in this, like, dark gray. Yeah, I think they're in this dark gray, which means they need, so let's get all of the tiles around here, and just kind of, like, slowly spread out. Thank you, Hermie. Okay, that makes sense. Alright. Alright, so now we're frost breaking. I'm going to speed it up again. I know people are cold. I don't even have houses built. Alright, and we did the first thing. So this says oil. Yeah, Asylum, that makes sense. As the thick black liquid oozes through the pipes, our people rejoice. Yay! The carcass of this old machine is a testament to the hardships that made us, but more importantly, it's our haven in the storm. It has allowed us to weather many whiteouts, and it will do so again. We have oil. We could turn on the furnace. Hey, Katie. Good evening. I'm so glad you enjoyed that Graveyard Keeper series. Love that game. Yeah, I know, Hermie. I'm not sure either. You know, if I want just to kind of spread out like an empire in Stellaris, or if I'm instead okay just having, yeah, like veins and sinews. Yeah, Silum, I wonder if like it'll get easier, or if it's just part of the game that you'll, you know, just do. Select the Dreadnought Wreck to access furnace control. Once turned on, the Dreadnought's furnace will automatically convert oil into heat. Okay, so we're going to select this, and we're going to go to the generator, and we're going to turn it on. And you could see, oh man, it's a cool looking game. Look at the generator like powering up right here. And there it goes. Provide basic infrastructure. The furnace is on. We have enough oil. Whoops. Here, go back to that. I need to make prefabs. So constructing any type of... Oh, no. It's just a resource type. Any type of structure requires prefabs. They are prefabricated building components assembled at the construction site into buildings, hubs, or whole districts. You obtain them from ruins or other abandoned deposits, like maintenance wagons or abandoned ruins, by building an extraction district. When you run out of prefabs to build anything, try demolishing one of your existing districts, hubs, or buildings to get back all prefabs used for their construction. Wow. Okay, so let me check out something, though. I know, Silum. We're like, we don't even have to... I mean, to be honest, Silum, it's like with the world this cold, they probably want greenhouse gases to try to like bolster the ozone layer to or to thin it out to let more sunlight in or something, you know, like they want to raise the global temperature. A city's economy is based on the output and demand of various resources. Output is the total amount of resources produced by districts and buildings. Okay, so it's like it's really interesting how cleanly they bundled that up together, where it's just like a big positive number. Food output. Maybe there's more resources than the 3 that they're showing. When output equals demand, you'll see a golden ring for the given icon. When it's higher than demand, you'll see a positive number. Okay. Demand is increased by the needs of your people who require food and shelter. When output's lower than demand, you'll see a negative number. Yeah, that's bad. Districts and buildings mostly cost heat and materials. Okay. All right, and then we did this. So, district abilities, emergency shift. Yep, we're familiar with that. Okay. I wonder if I can... Anyway, I kind of skipped through one of the screens about the quest, and I was hoping I could read it again. So we need to frost break to a construction wagon and build... Okay, actually, we already did that, I think, or we're doing that right now. I believe this is a construction wagon, right? It is. So we'll just wait for them to finish frost breaking. And then we need to build 2 housing districts. I have no materials, no food, bad on shelter. I do have some prefabs, so I could actually probably build the houses right now. And I need to build them by the generator to make them warm. Like, for at least the first few places, I guess. So only the 3 that are immediately adjacent are going to be warm, which is a problem. I'm with you, Siloom. I like when all the documentation is built in. Optional says place the housing districts next to each other or the furnace to reduce heat demand. Oh, okay, so not only they insulate each other, so if they're adjacent, then they get a bonus, and then next to the furnace, they probably get another bonus on top of that. All right, so this is done. Let's go ahead and build, and we're going to go to Extraction District. Right here. Okay. I'm going to actually just go ahead and build another extraction district on this oil wagon. Just get it going. Hey, Michael. Good evening, my friend. Yeah, the first game is a lot of fun. It's brutal. I mean, I know this one's going to be brutal, too. It's just kind of one of those things like Darkest Dungeon where you just have to accept it and get into the spirit of it. Otherwise, it becomes, you know, too disheartening. Look at this housing districts. Looks sweet. So you can already tell, you know, as Heathrun was saying earlier, that this is profoundly different from the first game. In the first game, it was all about building in concentric circles around the generator and in the big pit around the generator, and you were really, really packed for space. This one, you still look packed for space, but it's like, it's so interesting how you're making use of the machines that were existing before and trying to live and persist by retrofitting them. Your population needs shelter to survive. If not provided, cold will aggressively rise in the city. Shelter is mainly provided by housing districts, but remember, as other types of districts, it needs heat. If the heat demand in the city is not fulfilled, cold will rise, but with a lower rate compared to lack of shelter. I know, Hermie, it's so good. That's right, Strafen, exactly, right? Building housing districts in the right place, like proximity to each other, can reduce their heat demand. Okay, cool. Alright, I wonder, in the first game, I'm going to pause it really fast and just look around the UI. In the first game, okay, cool. You could, like, hold down certain things to get overlays. So, Alt is basic economy, but, like, 4 is heat and fuel. Oh, that's awesome, Strafen. Yeah, I think that guy's name is, like, Wayne something, that narrator. I have a buddy who has an app on their phone that you can push, like, different buttons to play the different, like, things that he would say in Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, Wayne June, Strafen, exactly. And, like, he would do, like, when we play D&D, he would, like, you know, have certain catchphrases from Darkest Dungeon that Wayne would say when things were going badly. Or if somebody was, like, going to get greedy or whatever. So, let's see. This overlay is heat and fuel, so we can see, like... I mean, the UI is just so interesting in this game. It's so well done. Look at this. This is the surplus of heat. This is the surplus of oil, I suppose. So, it's actually not a surplus. Blue means positive. Red means negative? So, yeah, red means demand. So, base minus 40, additional modifiers 20... from near generator. So they're still cold, but not freezing. Now what's interesting, and I was trying to check out here, I can't tell like how cold this is and how upsetting this is to them. It does have like a little asterisk by it. Maybe that's not an asterisk, maybe that's the cold. The hexes that are directly adjacent to the generator don't appear any warmer than the ones that are like one away. And I'm maybe because they're all adjacent, they just share like a global heat, which is kind of interesting. Because in Frostpunk 1, it would matter if you were closer to the generator. This is telling me I have 60 heat from the furnace, and I'm losing 30 oil and minus 20 heat demand from the wreck. You know, I don't think I'm completely understanding everything. I'm going to need to think about that more. So this is materials and food. Yeah, we don't really have any food. Workforce. Okay. All right. So cold is notable. But I think it's because we don't have enough houses for the people that we have. Like, oh, wow. Katie, that's terrifying. Okay, Siloom. Yeah, I think you're right about that. So, it looks like I need 20 more houses. And that will help with our cold. So I need to we need to build more houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I can build this housing district right here, and it looks like just because these two are near the generator that even these way over here are going to get that heat. I feel like if I'm not frost breaking, I'm like wasting time. The generator is already broken in for housing? You mean like it already, people can live in it? Or do you mean like, oh, around it? You mean I don't have to frost break around it because the generator, like, produces enough heat to frost break adjacent? I think you're right, because I didn't clear these tiles over here. I see what you mean, Katie. Thank you for the tip. I'm going to continue just breaking out land. Now, I don't know if this is bad. Like, if frost breaking too much has any negative effects, but I'm just going to do it instead of, like, because I don't want to not be frost breaking and then have time pass and be like, oh my god, I need, you know, resources over here or something, and I have no path to it, or I need more space or something. All right. I know, Heathron, that is not what we're looking for. But there's so many good resources over here. I want to get those. I mean, do I have to, like, break all the way down the ridge and around? I don't even think I can get there from here. This is just more space up this way. That's the silver lining, Siloom. Okay. So, I wonder if I can break down there without, like, do I have to go this way and all of my breaking has to touch, or if I can just, like, you know, break without being connected to my previous breakpoint, if that makes any sense. It has to touch? Okay, thank you, Katie. Alright, then I think this way looks like it makes the most sense. But kind of like what Hermie was saying, I guess if I want to really cover ground quickly, I just frost break like in a straight line. And so there's fertile soil over here. Maybe we can like get some farmland going or something, or I don't know how that works. You grow some root vegetables in the winter. Man, look at how good these houses look. Okay, so they have finished this other district, and now this district, and we have a surplus of oil. Gain access to food. We've established some heat and shelter for our people. We must now turn our attention to the incoming whiteout. First, we must frost break to the small patches of fertile soil suitable for growing food. Then we must store it in easily accessible depots. We must move quickly so no one starves. I see. I know, Hermie. I was like, no. I know I need food. I've played Frostpunk. These people need to eat. So, I'm still short on houses. Like, I still have 5 people who don't have a house. Well, I wouldn't say that, but I've died enough to know my way around. I'm going to build some more houses because I don't want anybody to be homeless. Oh, not enough tiles. Right, we could build over here, though. So, because we're near a housing district, we get the benefit. And then I think this will insulate, you know, these are good, which I think helps. I don't know, we'll see. That's right, no wontons at all. Alright, so we have a minor hunger problem. We have a notable disease problem. Our cold is an issue, but hopefully we can fix that soon. Squalor. Eey. We're going to need a lot of wontons. Where's my frost breakers? Where'd you guys go? Did I not tell you to frost break? Did we do it? Maybe we already did it. Oh, we already did it. Okay, I'm like, what's going on, guys? Thank you, Hermie. It did finish. All right, let's keep it going then. So, I'm going to build up this ridge. There's so many resources over here. So, we're going to go ahead and just break in this direction. Like so. And then we need to build a food district. Building it. Oh my god, sick and injured. Here we go. Frostpunk time. Unresolved problems in a city can make part of its workforce absent. Those workers are temporarily excluded from your workforce. There are 2 main types of absences. Sick. The number of sick workers increases proportionally to how high disease currently is. These people will rejoin the workforce upon decreasing disease or being cured or injured. Okay. Well, we don't have any hospitals, so there's that. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to pause it. Huddle the camp close together. Easier to trap the warmth, says the Wanderer. So now we have a surplus of housing, and you can tell we got the gold circle, we got the plus number. And hopefully, cold is diminishing because we now have enough houses for everyone. You got that right, Silem. We can do some serious fried rice if we can get that going in. We're frost breaking here. This district is being built. There's no more resources that I can see tapping into. So I'm just going to let the game go. Speed it up. And they finished frost breaking. So I immediately want to get some more frost breaking done to go over here, get these wagon, and start circling over here. Sentience, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Xylem. Sticks to the ribs. Alright, so they're going to frost break, and we're going to try to get some food going. Prepare for the whiteout. We secured our immediate survival. Now we have to stockpile as much food as we can before the whiteout forces us to take shelter. To do that, we need to produce more food than our current demand. Okay, so this is also the hardest part about the first scenario in Frostpunk is surging and saving enough food. So let's see if we can do that. Currently we're at a deficit of food and we're at a deficit of materials. But we're going to fix it. We need to stockpile 40,000 food. And we have 65 weeks to do that. That's scary. Okay, so this is, I think, getting done. And it produces 45 food. Okay. So then that means we definitely want to build another food district over here. 1, 2, 3. It's very interesting, like, comparing some of the things that I'm thinking about as I play this from the first Frostpunk. You know, in the first Frostpunk, you always had to worry about the heat at your workplaces, but I don't know if that's a concern anymore. We'll see. Hey, Sentience, thank you so much for your Prime sub, my friend. I appreciate that. Do it. There we go. Throw that in there. Stockpiling. Some resources like materials, food, or different types of fuels can be stockpiled. When a city runs a surplus of a resource, meaning that output is bigger than demand, the surplus goes into a stockpile. The stockpile will slowly fill up every day as long as there is storage capacity left to store them. Stockpiles will be consumed when the demand is higher. Yes, yes, yes. Stockpiling is limited by your storage capacity, so we need to expand this by building stockpile hubs. There are different types of hubs for different resources. In the Prologue, only the food stockpile hub is available. Okay, Katie, that's interesting. Yeah, the first one is way more micro. An accumulated stockpile is not lost after deactivating or destroying it. You're just losing the ability to stockpile more. Okay. So, construct hubs. I don't know. Food stockpile hub. Oh, we don't have any prefabs. And we don't have any scraps. That's a slight problem. Yeah, we do. I was kind of like building over my skis maybe by making this other food resource, but we need food. We're at a deficit. Hey, Error, good evening. Good to see you. We have 19 sick. Disease is diminishing. But if we get people not hungry and we get rid of the squalor, you know what's going to happen. We need materials to reduce the squalor. They're like, I need my cell phone. All right, all right. I'll get you the cell phones. Something's going on right here. Fian Kel, 42, gardener, pouring sand in his hands. We've been here so many times. The soil is depleting. A couple more, and there will be no point erecting the hothouses. There will be nothing to grow food on, and the yield is so low. Either we pull emergency shifts or tighten our belts. Otherwise, there might not be enough for everyone. We might not be able to fill food stockpiles without exceptional measures. Considering asking the Wanderers to tighten belts or instill emergency shifts in food districts. Okay. So I can either have them tighten the belts or do emergency shifts. Now, Wanderers, tighten belts. So the Wanderers will ration their food to save more for the whiteout, intentionally going hungry so there's more for later. But what if I instead go to, like, emergency shifts? I know, Hermie. Okay, Katie, thank you. Trust falls, production increased. Look, I don't know why you wouldn't trust me. We need to work. Hey, Matthias, what's up, my friend? Thanks for subscribing. We're doing it, people. We gotta get some food. It seems to work if you scream at the crops. I've heard that. Alright. So then we need the materials from this maintenance wagon. So let's go ahead and build a district. I need prefabs, though, and there's prefabs like a million miles away, but I don't know how to get them other than that. Oh, no, we have an income of them. So it says extraction district. So we're getting them from... Honestly, I don't know where. Oh. You can frost break on the Dreadnought to cross the valley? Oh, interesting. So I can frost break from right here. Oh, thank you. I don't, like, it counts as touching this. Interesting. Okay. So I can just start and move this way. And this will cost 30 scraps, but that's okay, because we're going to get some scraps. I know, Silum. Don't ask questions. Let it happen. Okay. Now pause it. Squalor. Squalor means your citizens have to endure polluted air and overwhelming dirt and filth. That's like, it's like everyday life now. Squalor raises when there's not enough materials to meet demand for your maintenance of your city. High squalor increases disease and decreases population growth. Squalor also causes recurring events that damage random districts, indicated by the district's wear. When wear reaches its maximum limit, the target district turns off due to a malfunction. To make the district functional again, the player needs to repair it at a cost of prefabs. Well, that sounds awful. Alright, let's see. Oh, what's this? Against the elements, squalor. Each day, the wind grows fiercer. Restlessly, it beats against our buildings, weakening our structures gust by gust. Without raw materials to repair the damage, our districts will deteriorate. The more we build, the more materials we will need. This is the world we know. Alright, we'll gather more materials, don't worry. And I'm going to promise them, because I'm actually building an extraction place right now. So, let's do it. By the way, I know they won't like this, but I'm just going to tell them to tighten their belts. We're stockpiling, people. Now look at this. We have a huge food surplus. That's what your belts are for. To tighten them. Alright, let's see. Can I... Not quite. Alright, so I need to frost break just a bit more to get down here. Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's Victorian times, so corsets should be, you know, definitely thinkable. Look at that. Go get it. Frost break it. All right. Trust rises because good work. We're now gathering enough materials to maintain our districts. Time to focus on stockpiling food. Let's focus on food. We will. All right. So I'm going to build another food district. Right there. And can I build these hubs yet? Hubs are a unique type of district that cover only one tile instead of the standard 6. Hubs provide positive area effects such as reducing demand for heat, workforce, or materials. To build a hub, open the construction panel. You can unlock more hubs in the appropriate category in the idea tree. Okay, so there's no research in this one. It's all about the idea tree. Now, the only one I can build are... Oh, that's right. I need prefabs. Ooh, the sick people are back. So, cold is absent. Disease is absent. Hunger is present. And squalor is diminishing. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and... Look at this. Okay, we can now build the extraction district. We need 70 prefabs. All right, I got to wait a second to get the prefabs. We'll get there. Oh, there's somebody wants to talk. A mysterious symbol, the captain's legacy. One of our frost-breaking crew uncovered the frozen remains of a man in a tattered uniform. His shoulder patch reads, New London Scouts, 3rd Platoon. That's where my 3rd Platoon went. And he bears an obscure insignia. Some of our elders claim it belongs to a military organization, while others argue it has a religious significance. Maybe you've heard of this New London before and can settle the debate. So, I mean, I chose faith in the previous game. It says, this will create a continuity in which New London has embraced faith to survive. That's what I always do, is go faith. So we'll tell him. It just seemed like friendlier until you get the like the peacekeepers, the Spanish Inquisition that you send out gets pretty intense. Resource deposit nearly depleted. So when this thing is finished, we can actually just deconstruct it to get the prefabs back, as far as I understand it. Now it's time to build an extraction district right here so we can get more prefabs. No one, Strafen. They're so sneaky. Alright. And I probably want to do some more frost breaking work. I have this oil if I need it. Let's go ahead and frost break to get this food, I suppose. Well, actually, wait. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I could start working towards... Oh, wait, actually. Let's go from here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, the double dip. I love it. All right, we're now at a 99 surplus of food. We're at 3,000 and we have 50 stockpiles will be ready in 53 weeks at the current rate. Okay, so that's not good enough. We need more food. Tria Cleghorn, 62, seamstress, looking at her grandchildren playing. My knees ache and my fingers are so stiff I can't hold the needle anymore. I've lived a full life. It warms my heart to see little Betty and Jacob play by the evening fire, but maybe this is it. I've talked with the other elders. If it comes to it, we will go. I won't let my grandchildren starve. Some people are ready to sacrifice themselves to lower the food required. Okay, you could do that. I don't think we need that at this point. I've got plenty of oh, Hermie. It's like in Lord of the Rings, where they're like, what about their legs? They don't need those. We've got plenty of Taco Bell to go around. Alright, so we're getting this built. We're frost breaking over here. Let's finish this up and then we can build some more food. Heat surplus. Okay. So we're fine on heat. Shocked at the sight of seals. Seals! I can't believe my eyes. We haven't seen them since before the Great Frost. How did they survive? There's enough meat there to feed everyone. Oh, okay. Yeah, we can have seal burgers. But should we slay them if the Lord spared them from the end of the world too? This is a good question. We do have the Taco Bell. So we can optionally place food on the seal colony. All right. What's this say? Lack of prefabs. No resources for further construction. We don't have enough prefab components, making further construction impossible. There may be some prefabs left in one of the construction wagons. If not, we can try to salvage prefabs by demolishing one of the existing districts. I know, Hermie. Like I gave you the seals. They're practically brimming with food. It's probably time. Exactly. All right, so this one is done. So this district is kaput. So if we demolish it, we get 38 scrap and 53 prefabs. I have to tell you, going back to Katie's previous point about macro versus micro management, I know this is just a prologue, all right? But like in the first Frostpunk, I was managing labor by the individual worker at buildings. So far, I haven't even thought about labor and distribution of workers at all. I know. I mean, it's got to be warm, right? All right, we're going to go ahead and break that district and get some prefabs. So what do you guys think? Let me ask you in the chat. Do we go seal meals or do we keep the seals alive? What do you think? Should we feed the people the seals or should we just eat, the existing crops with our hothouses that we can? Okay, Katie. I know. You're right about that, Hermie. I haven't. So, I feel like eating some seals, you know, isn't the worst idea. It's the circle of life. We don't need to eat all of them. We just eat a few. Oh, I don't have enough prefabs anyway, though. We gotta wait for a little bit. We gotta wait for this to finish breaking. I know, we could have seal jerky. I mean, let me just say, I'm pro animals, okay? I don't like wantonly destroying animals. But in this situation, we were just talking about a 60-year-old like grandmother saying, you know what, maybe I should just let myself die so that people have enough food. It's grandma or the seals. You know what I mean? Like, Granny's only 62. That's not that old. I know, wontons indeed. Seal meat pot stickers, delicious. Food depots. Okay, so our stores are almost full, but we still need more. So we got to build the hubs. All right, so let's do that first. So I guess I can build them anywhere adjacent near food stockpile, so it's minus 10% workforce. Do it. Let me see, how many can I stock? I can only store 10,000, so I need several of these. I need 3 of them. All right, let's build them up. That's true, Katie. I guess in 1887, 62 wasn't bad. That was a good run. You could just put Grandma on seal duty and say, well, look, Granny, if you could take down some seals, you can live. Let the seals decide. Hey, Ivan, what's up, my friend? Good evening. Good to see you. Yeah, Granny's going to get real scrappy. She's going to be like, my arthritis is gone. As she, like, you know, has a wheelbarrow full of dead seals. It is, Hermie, indeed. The wind is getting colder. It's coming. All right. Well. We have a problem with heat. Oh, you know why? Because I need to build another oil district. I got no prefabs, though. I need to get this set. We got problems. Heat scarcity. Yeah, what happened? Did it just get suddenly really cold? The temperature dropped. So because of the temperature dropping, we no longer... Yeah, we have a problem with oil. So it's like they consolidated some of this stuff. I guess so. Hermie, that's what happened. Is like they consolidate everything, and so you build a district, but it takes heat. Like, and it's connected in some capacity. Like, this thing is taking heat. So it's getting... They must connect everything with pipes. So we lost... there's oil here. Oh, no, we didn't lose an oil district. We lost just a materials district. It just got so cold that this thing isn't producing enough. Now, I could surge the generator. I could turn the overdrive on for a little bit, and we have to watch it, but it'll help people temporarily. We got problems. I don't know how to get more heat. I'm going to pause it. Alright, so now we have prefabs coming online. We need to definitely build the food district here. Oh, we have to break to it. Well, then we can build the food district over here at least. Oh, I didn't reach the maintenance wagon? I thought I got there. Oh, no, I did. I just didn't have the right district selected. Okay. You know, I don't think you can right now, like, because this is the prologue. In the broader game, I'm sure you can research upgrades for the generator. I mean, that's what you did in the first game. A whiteout draws near, a sacrifice. People in the camp are getting tense. They worry we won't gather enough food in time. Our hunters blame us for ignoring the seal colony and claim they would have been able to provide enough food for everyone. It's too late for that now. Uh-oh. So I can't slaughter the seals because I didn't do it fast enough. We're going to make it. Let the elders go. Oh my god. No, we don't need to resort to extremes. We've got this. We have another food district being built. Alright? Just give me a second. We're going to make it. What's our stockpile up to? Okay, we can hold 40,000. Alright, great. I need to break... Oh, I don't have any more workforce. Alright, well, now I was just talking about how workforce was fine. Oh my god, it became a problem. Oh, what's this saying? This is almost out of resources? Okay. And this is almost out of resources. Alright, fair enough. Deadly cold. Some people have frozen to death. It's bad. It's not going well. Our people are freezing. Incoming cold crisis. Our workers and frost-breaking crews have begun to suffer casualties from exposure. They are asking us to provide more heating before the cold takes a further toll. We know we need to bring in as much food as possible for the whiteout, but we can't just let people freeze. Extracting enough oil will allow us to produce heat, while building enough housing will protect our people from the cold. All right, so I'll produce heat and shelter. We have... shelter. Hey, Apostate, good evening, my friend. Good to see you. But we don't have oil. Enough oil. So I could try to get that going. I mean, but now I'm just out of workforce. I know. I mean, I wish there was some seal oil. That's a good idea. We're going to make enough... We have enough food, but the heat is an issue. I need to get workforce. I think what I'm going to do is... I'm going to temporarily turn this off. And that gets me 197 workforce. Is that enough to build the extraction district? It is. Alright, so let's get some oil. Into the black, burying the dead. We mourn those who have recently passed. As is our custom, we take them to the oil pits. We gently lower their bodies into the thick blackness. The fuel that keeps us warm in life likewise preserves us in death. Oh, okay, what a totally normal burial ritual. But death also erodes trust in our leaders. Without trust, there is no future. I see. Okay, so every time people die, we suffer a little trust setback. We're fine. We're just totally fine. Oh, Ivan, you've missed the normal ebb and flow of Frostpunk, which is people dying all the time. Alright. Is there even... any more oil to get? I mean, they're like, go get more oil. I've got all the oil that's on the map, and it's not sufficient. I know, Strafen. They're like, we don't trust you. I mean, I'm not against it. Yeah, we don't have the workforce. Alright, so these food deposits are going to run out soon enough. Alright, so everyone is warm. So the oil did work. So let's focus on food. This boosted our trust. Alright, so this is out. So we're going to immediately deconstruct this district. Yes, deconstruct it. Yes. Why can't I? Why can't I break it? Oh, okay. You had to click yes and not the button below the word yes. Okay. Hey, Chef Smitty. Good evening, my friend. Good to see you. Okay. So we're going to close that up, and it'll break, and then we need to build one more Food district. Let's get these seals. Oh, I got to break. I got to do this to get to it. Okay. There's still 14.5k. It's not like there's nothing there. My workforce is at 209. Frost breaking takes 300. It just takes so many. Ugh. All right. Let's go ahead and, oh, I can stage it out, so I can, like, free up enough workers by doing this, and just set it to, like, you know, 40% or whatever. Okay, that's fine. And then now I can frost break and get over to where I want to go. There you go. We made it. Okay, I'm going to pause it. We're at the seals. We're doing it. It may be late, but it's happening. All right. Okay, so some sick people returned. So the cold is actually solved. We do have some hunger issues. Honestly, we did it. Food secured. We did it. We secured enough food to survive with the incoming whiteout. Our workers will make some last-minute preparations before the storm arrives. We should try and keep our people warm for this time. We will survive. Now we wait. All right. Wait until the whiteout hits. So the food stockpile is full. So what we could do is build another one. And then we could build, you know, well, we don't have any workforce. Order emergency shifts. Nah, we don't need emergency shifts. We're fine. But we can get a little bit more food. There's no reason not to. And here it comes. The whiteout is here. The preparations are over. Man, look at that. We're going to freeze. It's so cold. I guess we just sit here. We're going to go ahead and demolish that. Against all odds, the Wanderers' survival. When the whiteout hit the camp, the Wanderers were ready. I know, Alex. Zombie wave were not ready for that, Xylem. Everyone was thankful we acted fast and gathered enough food in time. The miracle of the seal colony strengthened our hope that our journey will lead to a promised land. Our elders have added this story to our great tales alongside warnings about a sinful city that still pumps smoke into the sky. I mean, come on. We're gonna, like, ecologically shame another human civilization? I mean, yes, pollution is bad, but I don't know about, like, the greenhouse effects of, you know, a community of 50 people being that big of an issue. We did it. Look at that. We survived the end of the world. That's big. You don't do that every day. Now what? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. I know, Hermie. It's done. I mean, Frostpunk 2, you know, for a $60 game, it was a little short, but I thought it was well done. So maybe we get to make that sinful city they were talking about. Look at this place. The old captain is dead. New London is weak. We're making Las Vegas. Food is low. Overpopulation looms. Coal is running out. People yearn for a future worth dreaming of. But is it the same future for all? Keep the city together. Or hold its hand on its deathbed. Chapter 1, Scraping the Barrel. I love scraping that barrel. Coal is running out. The captain's dead. As he weakened, growing divisions brought city maintenance to a grinding halt. Now, New London is left to suffer the consequences. As steward, it is your charge to lead, but you must prove yourself. The overcrowded city is low on resources. Use this warmer year to build more shelter, secure coal, and power the generator back on. So, I know this flies in the face of the purpose of the game, okay? But just talking out loud, thinking about to myself, if this happened, and there was, what Alex was talking about, a negative 122 degree Fahrenheit day, wouldn't humanity be better off living underground? Like, once you get to a certain depth underground, my understanding is the temperature is stable. It's like, it's some kind of like 50-ish degrees, once you get to a certain depth underground. I could be totally wrong about that, but like, it seems like it might be a little bit better than living in the snowstorm. Yeah, Strafin, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Just dig underground. Like in, Time Machine by Jules Verne. Like, you gotta just go under the ground. Right, Alex. I mean, if you get real deep, right, it's gonna get toasty. But you could dig, like, make a civilization like 20 feet below the surface. Maybe not even that deep, and maybe do a better job, but then you wouldn't have the game. So it's, let's get to work. All right, so we're back in, and this immediately is familiar to us. This is the circular city from the first game, but boy, there's a lot of things going on here. Coal left around New London. New deposits needed. So we need to secure coal and expand shelter. So we need to frost break to a shallow coal seam and construct an extraction district. Okay. We need to turn the generator on. Okay. And we need to construct new housing districts to address the lack of shelter. Now, there's people down here. There's like different factions. There's the Frostlanders, there's the Faith Keepers, and there's the New Londoners. Interesting. Well, getting a mile underground is difficult for humanity. But we could, be a little bit more modest. Okay, so here we are. And this is zoomed all the way out. Yes, it's a little bit chilly. That's right, Alex. So let's go ahead and frost break. And where can we frost break? Okay. Ooh, wow, we can really frost break. So there's food. This is materials. This looks like coal over here. So it's like in the first game, you have your balloons for your scouts and, everything. But instead of sending people just trudging through the snow, you have built these machines that can frost break and allow you to get access to these things. Imagine if you had these in the first game. Boy, life would have been a little bit simpler. All right, so we're going to go ahead and frost break over here to a coal seam, and there's 2 coal seams. And then these are prefabs, and here's some more coal. So we want to go to actually both of these things. I have, but I'm going to go for coal first. All right, there they go. Turn on the generator. Now, I have 2,500 prefabs to start. We're in bad shape when it comes to fuel. Ooh, those steam cores. Nice. The generator is disabled. It really is disabled, isn't it? Progress. Wow, what is this? Adaptation, merit, tradition, and reason. Okay, so there's... like, in the first game, there's basically a couple of trees, like the law tree, and then there's the research tree, and then there's either you go faith or you go order. But this one looks like it has a bunch more decision-making. Yeah, Katie, it's really interesting. I agree. So I'm just going to let them frost break over here. I mean, look at this cool little, like, you know, rail system we have going over there. I guess I could build some housing districts right now. Boy, I got a lot more stuff I can do. But we probably... so these are sheltered from the wind, so they get a bonus because they're in... You're right, Siloam. The crevasse shelters you from the wind. Do it. All right, they finished. So I'm going to pause it, and we're going to construct districts and do an extraction district here. Now, what's curious is I wonder what happens if I actually build an extraction district over 2 resources. You know, I can actually build it over 3. Can I get all 3 of these with 1? I mean, my gut says yes, that I'm going to get the yield of having all of them. And basically, I don't think it'll give you 3 times as much at once, but it'll just last... It'll have the capacity of 3 different nodes. I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to do it. Go ahead. Build it. You're beautiful. These machines look like the, you know, the lumber mills that you would build, like the steam-powered lumber machines in the first game. Oh, okay. Thank you, Katie. Oh, Adabare, thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Okay, so you get all 3 capacity? Okay, that's what I thought. It was just a convenience. Like in the prologue, you don't have any resources that are that close together. But in this one, you could see like there's another one up here where you could build like all 5 of them together if you broke over to it. Now, I have plenty of workforce, and I have plenty of scraps, so I'm just going to continue frost breaking to get to more stuff. Coal is always so vital. I don't know what that is over there. It looks cool, though. I'm going to just push on that way. Sometimes just build 3 squares and then expand after to stack the heating bonus. Okay. So you can build it without... You don't have to build all... Oh, I see what you mean. Just build 3 and then finish for the district. Tension. Uh-oh. Tension is located at the very middle of the bottom of the screen. It's portrayed by an orb that can fill with black liquid as tension rises through the city. That's not good. Tension shows how agitated and anxious people in the city are. Tension rises if other problems like cold, hunger, disease, squalor, and crime are high. Factions may also increase tension. It depends on their fervor. The more they are radicalized, the more tension they cause. Besides, factions might... Factions might... I think that's a... It should just say factions either may or might engage in various disruptions such as protests. Be careful. If your tension reaches the maximum limit, the city will fall into uncontrollable chaos. No problem. Tension levels change dynamically, so keep an eye on it, especially when it rises. Tension reflects the overall situation in the city. So the best way to lower tension is to improve the city, decrease problems like cold or disease, or de-radicalize factions, lowering their fervor. Okay. I mean, Silum, we already have the chill pill. It's called the oil pits, just like we saw in the previous game. Like, if somebody in some faction starts having a lot of fervor and acting out, you just start throwing people into the oil pit until everybody calms down. Seems to work. All right, so this is done right here, this district, and you could see that it does, you know, take 600 workforce, and it outputs 120, and it's got 285 weeks of coal remaining, so that's great. We need to build more houses. Alright, so I'm going to build them over here, just on the other side in this crevasse to get them out of the wind. And now I should be able to turn the generator back on. Here it is. So we have a surplus of 10. Heat it up. Alright, so we have, you know, almost 2 years of... Oh, no, wait, way more than that. I was thinking days. What is this radio broadcast? The generator wakes. A child is born. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a product of the generator. Interesting. People gather around the generator tower as it wakes with a thundering shudder and bestows heat on us yet again. This is the heart of the city. Our last line of defense against the cold. Our first hope for a future. Any future. Steward, there's a couple who says their first child, a daughter, was born at the exact moment the generator sprang to life again. They called her Lily May. They ask you to bless her. You gave us hope back. Thanks to you, our child may yet have a future ahead of her. All right. Very well, Lily May. All right, let's take a look at this. Pause the game. I know, Silum. Came out of the womb with a hat and a sweater. That's Frostpunk for you. Alright, so we're building the houses over here. These are coming in. I am no longer frost breaking, so we need to do that right away. I'm assuming that I'm going to need some prefabs at some point. And... but it's actually... Oh, yeah, there's materials over here. So we're going to build this way. Oh, we need to build the logistics. Oh, I can't build up on the Frostland. Okay, interesting. Well, then in that case, let's just get these materials. All right. Man, the city looks wild. Okay, cool. Okay, that's kind of what I figured it was because it had a compass on it, but I really wasn't sure. Interesting. So you can get to the world map and zoom out even further. Heat it up. Alright, so we have a problem with food, housing, materials, whatever these goods are, and pretty much everything. Alright, I'm going to speed it up. Finish these houses, why don't you? Scraping the barrel. Good work, steward. We've secured a new coal deposit. It's part of the last vein in New London. There are still some deposits left, but they won't last for long. We'll need to improve our mining to use it efficiently, but the cities, communities are voicing different ideas about how to do it. We need to decide whose ideas are worth pursuing. Okay, so this is the difference in research before. Like in the first game, you were just researching a tech tree. This is like you listen to the different factions. All right, what do you got for me? All right, let's pause it. Buildings. You can construct buildings in districts if there's an empty building slot available inside them. Buildings have their demand and output, which are added to the already existing economy of a district. Buildings can improve base output of a district or reduce problems directly. Initially, you don't have many buildings available for construction. However, the Research Institute is a building that is always available from the very beginning of the game. It provides you with access to the idea tree and a cumulative bonus to research speed. Developing new ideas is essential to the invention of new technology and new buildings. Be mindful of who is conducting the research, as ideologies of specific groups will influence the result of their work. They will come forth with a special variant of building aligned with their views. Some buildings unlock abilities that can be used in a district where they're constructed. For example, the hospital unlocks the preliminary triage ability. Okay. Alright. So, we need to expand an existing housing district. Okay, I've never seen how to do that. Let's mess around with it. We need to build the Research Institute right away. Research an idea for new coal mines and construct the newly researched building in the extraction district. So I'm going to click on this housing district. And I guess deactivate, zoom in, expand to increase its output and provide one additional building slot. So this takes 50 heat stamps and minus 50 prefabs. Heat stamps? I thought these were... Okay, so in the prologue, these were called scraps, but these are called heat stamps now. That must be the currency of this New London. Okay, that's fine. So expanding it... Oh, it gives me 50 heat stamps because I'm getting more people, I guess? So we try to expand. Now, I can build up here, and somehow they're still sheltered from the wind, but I think that's because they're getting the adjacency bonus from down here. Now this is... There's something wrong with this tile. It's... What's that right there? Squalor. I get squalor if I live there, I think. Okay, we don't want that. Oh, so I can build, like, houses on the wall of the cliff itself. Is that what I guess I'm doing? I'm just going to pretend like that's what's happening. And then we're going to go to buildings, and we want to build the Research Institute. And maybe I have to wait for this to expand, the housing district to expand, to drop this in there. Okay, let's just wait. I'm going to pause it. Now we're going to build a research institute, and yeah, well, I mean, where can I build it? I could build it right here, where there's this, like, giant beacon. Okay, so drop it in. Here it goes. Alright, they're building it. By the way, I'm going to pause the game, and we're going to frost break. Yeah, I mean, but not the kind of crack that you're thinking of. It's this kind of crack. It's a crack in the ice that's, you know, well insulated. It's great. You're out of the wind. You'll love it. Trust me. Alright, break it up. And I have so much workforce. Can you get me a extraction district? Let's see how big of an extraction district I can make. Good one. Tater chips are a great choice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at these houses that they're building up on the wall. It's sweet. Alright, we got it. Pause the game. Research Institute constructed. We can now research new ideas. Let me click on this. Different ideas. Communities of New London. A small crowd gathers outside the new Research Institute arguing about how to exploit the last coal veins. The Faith Keepers and New Londoners want us to lean on machine-powered mining, but the Frostlanders would have us pursue a more frugal solution. They would never display such discord under the captain's rule. You have to choose who to entrust with developing their idea. Okay, so show me the options. Idea tree. We need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issue. They will only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Choosing a community to develop an idea will improve your relations with that community. You know, they did break Sentience. This game doesn't have the same radial building like the first one, because you get to kind of like plan your city by doing the frost breaking. So they do get out of that constraint. All right, so coal mines. What is this? Housing insulation. Okay. So, how can we mine more coal? The Frostlanders say dust coal mines. You construct them in extraction districts. Mining operation where residue coal dust is sucked up and compressed into briquettes to make maximum use of the resource. So it's kind of bad for people. They get sick making, you know, charcoal briquettes. No one else shares this idea. The New Londoners want the blasting coal mine. Operation using explosive drilling to rapidly exploit coal deposits, generating noxious fumes. Okay. Yeah, Asylum, it's interesting. Where, like, in the first game, you are much more personally attached to each person, and they have names. In this one, you have a bigger... You just have a bigger community to manage. It's like when I'm playing City Skylines, and when I first start out, I name everybody who moves into my town, and then once I get to, like, 1,000 people, it's like, well, okay. Can't do that anymore. They also want the blasting coal mine. So let's think. This takes 400 workers, gives you 150. The blasting takes less workers, gives you more coal, takes more materials, and instead you get squalor. Okay, I'm going to go blasting, and here's my thought process. I'm fine with the Frostlanders, like, I don't have any problem with them. My issue is that I don't want disease. Like, I don't want people getting sick. Squalor is annoying, but I feel like I can combat that. You're kind of like, you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, there's going to be pros and cons to whatever you choose. But I just like the idea of less workers, more coal, and squalor instead of disease, even though it does have a steep material demand cost. So we're going to go ahead and research this idea for 50. Alright, we're doing it. It's happening. And here's the idea tree down here. Okay, and it says construct buildings. Central, I could build a council hall, seat of the council, where delegates representing the city's inhabitants meet to discuss and enact laws. Oh, we don't need to do that. I'll just make all the decisions for everybody. But don't worry about that. I got that. Let me explain to you what a despot is. Man, this game looks really cool. It's just so interesting. The technology. Alright, how's it going over here? They're working on this. Alright, I'm going to slow it down. Pause it for a moment. I need a frost break. We got all of this stuff. I'm probably going to need food at some point. We have a negative on food. Yeah, Adabare, you're right. We do, but come on. I could just help everybody out by just making decisions. Alright, we need to get food. Biscuit, I'm with you, my friend. I just accept defeat and know that I'm going to lose, and then I can have fun with it. Build a logistics district here to access the Frostland. Alright, I guess. Do it. Alright, we're going to unpause it. Frost break it. We actually now have a surplus of materials, so that much has been taken care of. We're still, like, short on houses. I'm really upset about that. I'm going to try to build another district. Oh yeah, you guys are going to be fine up there. It's a wonderful, wonderful living arrangement I've got. It's okay. You're okay. Alright, so we're frost breaking to get some food. We turned on all of these. I mean, it's just so interesting. Like, I know it's, it does this automatically and everything. Hey, Fading, good evening. Good to see you. This scenario 0. The previous one, we did have some deaths. But don't worry, it's early. We'll have some. Praying to the generator. Oh, okay. Such relief to have you back on. Oh, holy generator. Provider and sustainer. Our light, our heart, our shining beacon. Hear our prayer. Make us instruments of your light, that we might fill the hearts of our flock with your radiance and forever fight against the cold of the frost. May you forever warm our path. Okay, yeah, you worship the old generator. Just don't stand so close. Yeah, Adamar, that makes sense, right? Like, I could just be, like Emperor Palpatine behind the scenes. But it also feels good to just, like Palpatine, just say, I am the Senate, and just take control with that unlimited power. Alright, well, you keep doing it. You do your thing. You worship that. That's cool. Alright, we got a problem with we don't have enough heat. So I'm going to need to go ahead and get some extraction districts. And we can go 1, 2, 3. It's so Jar Jar Binks' fault. Now, we get a heat bonus if I connect it to this other district, which is kind of cool. And then I'll just build this. And then we have another one here. There we go. So I'm going to connect the districts to share the heat. Yeah, Fading, I know. The regional governors will retain control. We're a regional governor. They're just sitting on the Death Star and they're like, what do you mean the Senate is... Yeah, it's gone. Pay attention to the tension meter. Yeah, I need to reduce the cold, so we got to get everybody inside. So when I finish the houses and get the rest of this heat online, hopefully, greatly increased by fear of running out of coal. We got plenty. Plus, we're researching this solution. We're just going to make explosions. In an area covered that's known for avalanches. Look at these trains going and delivering stuff. I mean, and like the giant machines walking on top. I don't really even know what's going on. It's just cool to see it. Yeah, Strafing. Isn't that Amidala that says that? Like, it's her singular good line. It's her best written line in the prequels, like maybe her only quality line. All right. Look at these people hanging out up here. Like by the highway. Oh man, that looks interesting. I'm going to pause it. this turned on, I think, this extraction district, but we're still kind of at a deficit. Now, I built houses, but even so, even with building all those new houses, we still don't have everybody provided for there, which is rough. All right, let's get some food going. You know, I'm wondering if this is going back to a point that Katie made before, but maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe, like, I'm making a superfood district, but, and I don't know if you guys can correct me or tell me, but if I, like, conjoin all these, I get the advantage that they don't run out because there's more capacity, but I'm not working the resource as fast. And so, if I built 3 separate districts, it would cost more resources, but I would get a higher frequency of return. I'm not sure. Right? Like, yeah, Hermie, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, yeah, I connected all this coal, which is cool, but it's like, maybe I should have not done that because... Right, it's less efficient. It's just interesting to think about, like, the strategy behind that. Because, like, right here, do I want to just connect all of these food districts and have, like, superfood district? Or would I be better off... I'm going to do it. Maybe that's where, like, the buildings come in handy, where you create buildings that mitigate the efficiency loss or whatever. Like, right here... there's an empty building slot, so what could I put here? I don't know any building. That's where I need the explosion thing. Right. Alright, I'm just gonna keep going. 80 froze to death. Yay. Hey-o. That's less than ideal. See, and it's like throwing me off too, in the sense of like 80 people just froze to death, but I only, like, homelessness only went down from -5 to -3. So this is not representative of, like, it's not a 1-to-1 ratio of people. I don't know what, like, how much a community is, what we're talking about here, but I have, yeah, right, like, look at this. I have nearly 8,000 people. I did have 8,000 people, but I have 115 available houses, but 8,000 people need 120 houses. Like, that's, I'm not sure how to think about that mathematically and, like, how to understand, like, well, okay, I build a district, but how many do I need? It's not houses, it's housing districts. Okay, so I need 3 more total housing districts to house everybody, is what you're saying. It's not like, okay, thank you. So I need to go to districts and I need to, like, if I build another one, for example, up here, we'll see what happens. So let's see what happens when this finishes. Is it only going to go down to -2? It was 80 people hanging out in one house. They were in 2 houses, I think, because it was -5. So it's like 40 people to a housing district, maybe. I don't know. And maybe that's based on my technology, too. My God, he's dead. He froze, says Hiram Giles. Is that a surprise? Is, like, somebody freezing to death in this world worthy of a my god and an exclamation point? Or is it like, oh, looks like Charles froze to death? He was fine yesterday. He's gone today. He's frozen. That's the 5th guy this week.
Stupid.
Death due to cold in the city. Problems in the city. Oh, okay, so Adabara is saying, leave room behind the housing districts for future expansions and hubs. Okay, thank you. That's right, Strafford. Blessed be that furnace. Steward, a cold wave has taken lives in the city. People were found frozen, not only in the open streets, but in some houses and workplaces as well. The air is thick with grief and anger. People fear the horror of years past will return under your leadership. They want the council to ensure new laws can help them with the crisis. Okay. Reassuring them would be prudent. People will continue to freeze to death until cold is brought down. Yeah, that's right. This is kind of on them. You know, if you were really hustling, you would have survived. Alright, we got to get this research finished. Silube.
Help us keep you warm. Report all leaks and damages to the nearest maintenance.
Alright, so we finished the coal mine idea. And now we can build a new building, which is the blasting coal mine. So I can just drop one of these bad boys over here. And we can explode, you know, the earth. Build it. Show these people we mean business. 49 registered as sick. Look, you don't get to register. A place to settle differences. With the new mine, the impending doom of depleting coal is postponed. Yet differences between communities remain. The weakening captain wanted to establish a council to settle them. He didn't live to see it through. It falls to you, Steward. The people of New London want to say how it's run. The first decision, whether you should continue to lead the city. Okay, let me help you with that. Yes. We need a council. Alright, so they want us to build a council hall. When they said a place to settle differences, I thought it was like in the first Frostpunk, where you build the fighting pit to just let people fight it out. But, nah, it's a different world. The steward reactivated the generator. He gets my vote. Yeah, the steward did some good stuff. But the cold wave. I blame the steward for the cold. Yeah. Passed the vote of confidence. Aww. It's tough. Yeah. I built the council hall. It looks like a gladiator's coliseum. Correct. All those oppose me into the pit. You'll be fighting a bear with your bare hands. If you defeat the bear one-on-one, I lose the vote of confidence. Alright, let's see here. We have a surplus of housing. Okay, so... yeah, it is called... 2 dissenters enter, 1 man leaves. So, I built this district. And this district Okay, it tells you when you mouse over it, or when you click on it, it has an output of 20 houses. So we were at -3, and the district gave us +20. Okay, so now we finally actually have enough housing, and the cold is going down. We need food. We're on it. We've almost spent our prefabs. We'll need to start getting those in a moment. We're out of workers, actually. Well, there's that. Alright, so we need some more workers. Come on. Enough debating. Alright, we'll let you vote. The council gathers. The first council session. The city decides. Anticipation fills the air as the council opens. The captain ruled with a firm hand for years, but those times died with him. Now the communities of the city want their say. The Faith Keepers are the only organized faction and have a strong opinion on everything. They are devoted to what they claim was the late captain's vision, a godly society built on progress, equality, and tradition. The New Londoners and the Frostlanders clash over our survival strategy, though neither has a firm stance on economic or social issues. Then there are those who view the Faith Keepers with contempt for their role in New London's history, but they keep to the shadows for now. Based on your handling of the coal crisis, the first decision is whether you should maintain your role as steward. Open the session. Oh my god, Jar Jar's in there. Get him out. The council. When you return to the council in the future, you'll be able to propose new laws to vote upon. But for now, a special vote needs to happen. The communities of New London have to accept you as their leader. Be careful. If you fail, this will be the end of your rule. Okay. I see. I know, doesn't it does feel like that, Katie. It's like, boy, people are starving to death. This building is really nice. All right. Vote of confidence. Vote or negotiate. Let's negotiate. I am tolerated. Negotiate with the New Londoners. Okay, thank you, Katie. Mostly hesitant. Vote of confidence. Should the steward remain in power? I mean, my terms. Can you guys vote for me? And their terms. They want to research a mechanized sawmill. Hey! Fading, thank you for 20 months, my friend. Well, I'll look for the gulag option. Everyone must support the production of prefabs. Oh, okay. City development effort. Yeah, I actually like this. So if I do the city development effort law, then 51 will vote for it. I know. Well, I'll see. Accept. Alright, so now I have 51 for, 13 against. It could go up to 49. So there's like people in the middle. So if I vote now, then I don't think I can lose mathematically. But I could also negotiate with, you know, the Frostlanders. And I could be like, hey, vote for me. And They want publicly condemn the Faith Keepers. I don't know about that. They want a survivalist headquarters. All right. Just get rid of the Faith Keepers? Yeah, that's right. That's true. All right. And then be careful with all of them. Okay. 2 is fine, right? So I can, if I only have to do 2 things, that seems pretty easy. So let's vote. Yeah.
Are in. The measure passes.
Round of applause. This deal's getting worse all the time. Fuel for the future. A steward you shall remain then. Good. There are challenges ahead. Expanding coal extraction is a great success, but the vein will only last so long. We need to explore the Frostland for a permanent source of fuel. Otherwise, the city will have no future at all. We must find more fuel. All right. So,
The votes are in. New London has its
we need to build a logistics district on an old way station. And then we have to pass. We have 39 weeks to research the survivalist headquarters and pass city development effort. So, Hermie, like in the first game, you would do something similar where you would make promises to people and you could like do it in degrees. Like you could go all out, middle of the road, no promise. And if you met the goal that you promised, then you got a reward proportionate to how difficult it was. But if you fail, there are serious consequences. So I'm assuming it's similar. Like they will get really pissed if I don't do these things. And then it could cause potentially tension, but it also will make it harder for me to get stuff done in the council. Yeah, right. Real politics, no consequences. These politics, like, in the first game, if you make bad decisions, they just exile you. Like, they just send you out into the frozen wasteland by yourself with no supplies. Game over. So I'm assuming it's like that. Like, you gotta get their support. But we'll find out. I mean, like, this is such a fascinating game in terms of it just feels so much more complex than the original game. The original game was tighter, more micro-focused, totally awesome. This is cool because it's awesome, but in a different direction, right? Like, there's just more moving parts. It's a bigger area to deal with, and is a grander scope for a management game. But I'm really enjoying it so far, and I hope you guys are too. It is indeed my bedtime, and I want to say thank you so much for coming out and checking out Frostpunk 2. I'm really excited to see how this goes and see what the other game modes are like as well. Thank you for all of your tips and advice, everyone, as I learn the game. We're going to be playing Core Keeper tomorrow on stream if you're interested in stopping by to check that out. And don't forget to vote in the community poll if you haven't done so already on YouTube to see what we play on Thursday. Right now, it's Nightingale is winning, but Outward is close in second place. So cast your vote, please. Alex, Straffen, Ivan, Siloom, Hermie, Katie, Adabare, Matthias, Sentience, Chef Smitty, Heathrun, Elder Biscuit, Apostic, Error, everybody out there, take care. Have a great one.